Will Real Madrid maintain their 100% record and remain dominant in La Liga? Or can Espanyol surprise and silence the Santiago Bernabéu? That's the question that will ignite Saturday's Spanish football season. Xabi Alonso's team arrives on a roll, the undisputed leader of the competition, but faces a rival also enjoying a devastating start to the season. And when these two meet, the scenario is always unpredictable. The Bernabéu becomes a stage for spectacle, but also for tension. And if I told you that recent history holds a detail that could change everything, would you stay with me until the end? Well, hold on tight, because the preview for this incredible match includes statistics, controversies, probable lineups, and even the return of key players. Before diving into the analysis, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel, like it, and comment with your prediction for this matchup. This really helps strengthen our community of passionate Madrid fans and empowers me to bring you this content game by game without missing a single thing happening at Real Madrid. So hit the bell and join me on this journey, because today's preview is packed with details that could shape the future of the season. The scenario is clear. Saturday, the 5th round of La Liga, Real Madrid's 6th game of the season. Xabi Alonso on one side, Manolo Gonzalez on the other, the giant of Madrid against the sensation of Catalonia. Two teams entering the field with very strong statistics. Real Madrid has won all 5 games so far, leading the competition with a 100% record. In La Liga, they have scored 8 goals, exactly the same 8 goals as Espanyol, who sit in 3rd place with 10 points, the same number as Barcelona. Yes, my friends, this duel is right at the top of the table. And we can't forget the detail of the recent past. Last season, playing in Barcelona, Espanyol beat Real Madrid 1-0, showing that they can indeed trouble the Giants. But when the stage is the Santiago Bernabéu, it's a different story. In their last 10 home games, Real Madrid have won every one against Espanyol, and they didn't win narrowly, they won with authority. In their last 3 home La Liga matches against their Catalan rivals, they've scored 3, 4, and 4 more goals. They're absolutely dominant on home soil, a veritable white wall that rises when the team takes the field in front of their home fans. Even so, there's a catch. Xabi Alonso's team has displayed a curious characteristic in this early phase. They play very strong, dominating first halves, putting their opponents in trouble, creating chances, pressing, and suffocating. But they can't sustain this rhythm throughout the match. In the second half, their performance drops off, both physically and in executing their game plan. This was the case, for example, against Olympique de Marseille in the Champions League. A devastating first half and a painful second. It's a dynamic during the Carlo Ancelotti era, where Real Madrid tended to thrive in the final stages. This detail, still in the early stages of the season, could be dangerous against an Espanyol team on the rise. And then the cinematic element comes in. The scene repeats itself. In the first half, the Bernabéu explodes in unison, every attack a spark of hope. Every shot feels like a goal. But when the second half arrives, the energy wanes, the anxiety grows, and the fans no longer sing with the same strength. The slow motion shows a Real Madrid at full speed, intense, but then tired, vulnerable. It's precisely in this gap that Espanyol can believe they can surprise. Who would have thought, my friends, that such a simple detail could be the turning point in such a great match? Now, let's talk about controversy and behind-the-scenes action, because every Real Madrid team has its fair share of drama off the field. Hazan unfairly sent off in the last match with a straight red card. Situation reviewed by the refereeing committee, which acknowledged the referee's error and the VAR's failure to intervene. Even so, the disciplinary committee upheld the punishment. Result? Hazen is suspended for the match against Espanyol. Xabi Alonso vented at the press conference, saying there should be consistency since the error was acknowledged. But to no avail. In practice, the defense is weakened, as in addition to Hazen, Rudiger is also injured. The burden falls on Militao, who assumes responsibility for leading the defense. And speaking of the press conference, another hot topic was Mbappe. Xabi Alonso emphasized that he doesn't believe a player can play every match of the season, calling the run-up to May a veritable marathon. However, in practice, everything indicates that Mbappe will be an exception. The number 7 seems untouchable in this formation. Valverde, who has been a key player, made it clear that he doesn't want to play at right back. In the Champions League, the problem against Kara Almaty in Kazakhstan, there may be no way out. Carvajal is suspended, Arnold is injured, and perhaps the solution is to improvise with the Uruguayan. But the week isn't all bad news. There are some highly anticipated returns. Camavinga and Bellingham are back in the squad, expanding the midfield options. Camavinga could compete directly with Tchouaméni for a position, while Bellingham, if fully fit, could reclaim his starting spot. And the most special news for Brazilians: Endrick is back. After 4 months recovering from an injury, Real Madrid's number 9 was named in the squad for the first time under Xabi Alonso. We still don't know if he'll get any minutes, but just being back in the squad is a relief and a source of hope for the offensive rotation the coach has been implementing. Another hot topic in recent weeks has been the situation of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. Xabi Alonso made it clear that he sees both as options for the same position, left wing. According to him, both Vinicius and Rodrigo offer a lot of performance in that area. The consequence is clear. Both will compete for a spot, at least for now. Vinicius started on the bench in the last game, came on in the second half, and then did individual work. Everything indicates that he could return to the starting lineup this time around. Rodrigo, on the other hand, recently started and showed his worth. This battle promises to be one of the season's talking points, as Alonso seems determined to have just one of them firmly on the left. The likely lineup is Courtois in goal, Carvajal at right back, Militao in defense accompanied by Alaba or Asensio, and Carreras at left back, as he's been playing every minute with Alonso. Tchouaméni as the holding midfielder, potentially being replaced by Camavinga at some point. Valverde in the middle, Arda Güler, looking to establish himself despite his lackluster performance in the Champions League, and Bellingham returning to gain playing time. On the right, the battle is between Brahim and Mastantuono, while on the left, the rotation should see Vinicius return to the starting lineup. In attack, no changes are being made. Kylian Mbappe is the main reference. This match marks Real Madrid's second consecutive home match. Next, the team faces a marathon away from home, facing Levante, competing in the derby against Atletico at the Metropolitano, and traveling to Kazakhstan to face Kara Almaty, their longest Champions League trip ever. Therefore, beating Espanyol and maintaining a 100% record at home is crucial, both for their confidence and their standings. The scenario is clear. Real Madrid is on a roll, leading the way, but with weaknesses that the opponent can exploit. The Bernabeu is packed, the pulse pounding, every play can change the game. Endrick's return is exciting. The battle between Vinicius and Rodrigo is heating up, and the defensive consistency will be tested without Rudiger and Hazen. It's a Real Madrid team under construction, but already showing signs of strength and, at the same time, warning signs. And who would have thought, my friends, this Saturday could be the first major test of the Xabi Alonso era. Now I want to hear from you. Will Real Madrid maintain their 100% record, or could Espanyol bring a surprise? Comment below. like if you believe in this team. And, of course, subscribe to experience this journey with me, game by game, because each